What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday. Give me a 1-2-1-2 if you can hear me and everything's loud and clear. Pretty boring day today in crypto, honestly. Things have just been moving sideways. Oh. What's up, DD? Quant, please. Yes, we'll do Quant. I'm going to go a brief update on Bitcoin and then we'll start the day off with Quant. That's the game plan, and then we'll just roll from there. So let's get it started. We're going to jump into BTC. So BTC, we remember that big capitulation we had, which touched 17,000, and we've been working our way up since. There's something I really want to show you guys here. So the last bottom of the bear market was back in December of 2018 back here. If we do a copy of this, I just want to show you this. I think we're very, very close to the bottom. If we go bottom here to the top right there, copy that, transfer it over to here, you can see the similarities to the bottom of the last bear market. It's pretty much exactly the same following this right here. So I'd be looking for one more capitulation, and that is what I'm looking for. One more capitulation down to around 17,000, and that's where I think the bottom for BTC is going to be. So this is a copy of the 2018 bottom, just transferred over. So pretty much follows it exactly. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. That's pretty interesting how it's following it pretty much dang near exact. So I think the bottom's gonna be locked in here pretty soon at around 17,000 for BTC. I've been drawing some other charts on it, and we'll take a look at it. And this is the extended of 2018. I transferred that over from 2018 back here, or where is that? 2018. So that is from here down to here. I copied that and transferred it over, and it's very, very similar as well. We did have a higher area of consolidation back here, but we also had that big capitulation, and it's following it pretty dang close as well. I'm not going to say it's going to follow it exactly, but history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. It's very, very similar. And this one actually shows BTC bottoming out at around 15,000. So I'm looking for a $15,000 to $17,000 bottom for BTC, and then we'll be starting to work our way back up. I do have this channel drawn right here. Mostly looking for 17. I have been dollar cost averaging on the way down because, like I said, history doesn't repeat. So no one can really confirm the bottom. No one knows the future. So it's safer to dollar cost average on the way down than saving all your money and trying to buy the bottom, and then the bottom never comes in that you're thinking is going to happen, and then you're stuck buying coins at a higher price. So I've just been dollar cost averaging on the way down, and I do think we will be seeing the bottom here pretty soon, even with all the FUD and all the bad publicity going on with exchanges and everything like that. I do think we are very, very close to seeing the bottom of BTC. Middle of July. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the middle of July is what we're going to be seeing for the bottom. So that's that. I'm going to chalk it up real quick, jump over to the 4-hour on BTC, and then we'll get into some altcoins. Bottom of the top right here, we're currently testing the 618 on BTC at 19,000. We've pretty much been here all day. MACD is slightly bullish right now. RSI is just stagnant sideways as well. I am looking for a push down to around 18.3. I have my next buying order for coins based off of BTC going down to 18,003. And then once all those orders are filled, I'm going to put my next buying order for all my altcoins, thinking that BTC will go to 17. So I'm just dollar cost averaging on the way down. So for the time being, this is what I'm looking for on BTC. Looking for a drop down to 17, a consolidation like this, and then a drop down to, or I dropped down to 786 at 18, a consolidation that dropped down to 17, and this is where I'll buy the rest of my altcoins and Ethereum and whatnot like that, and then I'll probably just hodl and wait for the price to rise back up, similar to, you know, the patterns that we just showed you at the beginning. So that's my plan for BTC, guys. I think this is the case right here. I'm just gonna be hitting these on the way down, bottom out around between 15, 17, and then that's gonna be the bottom of the bear market. I mean, I guess that's hopium for you guys, right? Middle of July, that's what I'm keeping an eye on. Middle of July for the bottom. So with that, let's get into some altcoins right now. Jump into Quant real quick. I did get my $50 Quant. Whoops. I know I was, my last video I said 50. My next buying orders at either, I think it's 46.75, I believe I put it at. Let's take a look. So as of Quant right now, Quant's in some bullish momentum. We did break above the 0.5 right here. I do think Quant still has a little bit more ways to go before we see a retracement. I'd be keeping an eye on it topping out at least 382 right here at 57. Not saying it's got a hard candle to it. You see how you had this huge wick back here on the 1st of July, so yesterday, and then we had that huge sell-off. I could be seeing another wick up there and then retracement back down to the 52 support, which we did later last night. But I have my buy-in order down here at the 786. That is going to be the next ladder down for BTC, and when BTC ladders down to 18,000, a lot of the other coins would be dropping down as well. So I have a buy-in order here at, well, this says 47. Yeah, so I have a buy-in order at 46.75 because I'm hoping that when it hits here and it wicks below that I catch a wick at 46.75. So my next buy-in order is at 46.75, and then once BTC falls below 18,000, I believe Quant will be dropping down to 41. Then I'll put my next buy-in order here at the support at around $41. For the short term, I do think we will be seeing some price action up to around 57, and then we'll see a retracement back down to these support levels. But I'm not buying Quant until we hit the 786 right here at $47. But short-term price action is bullish for Quant. So yeah, so keep an eye on 47 for a wick, then testing out the 618 main resistance area. It's a double resistance area with the 618 main resistance, but the power of BTC when it drops, these support channels really don't mean a whole lot because everything follows Bitcoin. That's why my buying orders at 46.75, and then my large buying order will probably be in at 40, and then I'll just hold. So with that, let's look at some other coins here. What are we looking at? Let's look at, I haven't looked at PBX in a while. This is one of the coins I've been holding for a while. It's actually the very first coin I charted on Charting Crypto. It came out last September. Just recently hit a new all-time low here too at 0012. All-time high of 4 cents on the Cardano blockchain. Yeah, so as of right now, we're holding up the 786. MACD is about ready to flip bearish, though, on the 4-hour. RSI stagnant sideways. So I think we're going to be heading down at least to the 786 at around 1.5. And then if that breaks, we're going to be seeing another test of this low right here. I haven't been picking up any PBX because at these prices, my main coins that I'm buying are Bitcoin, Quant, and Ethereum. That's all I'm focused on right now. That's all I'm loading up on at these prices. And then once the larger coins start taking off and then the altcoins start popping, that's when I'll start investing into altcoins. But right now I'm just stacking BTC, ETH, and Quant at these prices. It's very hard because I want to buy a bunch more Paribus since it's at its all-time low, but I can't deviate from my plan. That's the thing. Make sure you have a plan and make sure you stick to it. So we can even drop the wick or drop the fib down to the closes and forget the candle and chalk it up like this as well, saying the 618. The next drop would be the 786 at around 0014. But I think we're going to be testing new all-time lows again at 0013 for PBX. So if I wanted more PBX, which I do want, I'd put a small buy-in order in at the 786 at 0014. Then I'd probably put another one in at the all-time low at 0013. We are about ready to flip bearish, though, so I don't think this 618 is going to hold. I do think we are heading down here. Something like that. What's up, Chef? What's up, Beanbag? Okay, let's jump onto some VXV real quick. Clean all this up for you guys. We'll start fresh. So VXV is about ready to flip bearish on the MACD as well. RSI is tailing down on the 4-hour. Let's draw some fibs on this and chalk it up. That's the larger fib with the 786 on the main support right here at 44 cents. So 44 cents is kind of your lifeline for VXV. It's a double support on the 786 main support. So I'd be keeping an eye on that area. If we do break below this main support, it's going to be very difficult to get back over it because it's the 786 on top of main support. So it acts as a double support when you're above it, but when you're below it, it acts as a double resistance. So very difficult to get over. For the short term though, let me draw some micro fibs on this. I guess that was the microfib. Yeah, so on the microfib here up to this top, we're riding on the 618 right now. If we break below that, we're going to be stopping at the 44. And if we break below 44, the next stop would be 41. So if I wanted to buy VXV, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put a buy-in order at 40 cents. That's what I'd do if I wanted some VXV. That's not financial advice by any means, but I do think coins are going to be seeing some legs down here. BTC, I think, is going to be going to 18,000. We've been hovering around 19. I think we're going to ladder down to 18, stay there for a while, and see some fluctuation at the beginning of the week. And I think in the middle of July is when the bottom is going to be in. So I think we're going to be seeing some turbulent times here in the next couple weeks. But with turbulence times brings the bottom, in my opinion. So get ready, guys. It's going to get very shaky, in my personal opinion, for the next couple weeks. But great buying opportunities are going to be happening, in my personal opinion. So I'm just holding off on buying right now. I have my buy order set in on the basis of BTC going to 18,000. So for VXV, I'd be keeping an eye on around 41 cents. Not saying that it's going to break this, but with my mindset of BTC retracing, I don't think this double support's going to hold, and the next stop will be around 40 cents for VXV. Short term, I do think we're going to be heading down there as well. The MACD is about ready to flip bearish. RSI is tailing back down. If we zoom out, we normally, looks like we've been normally topping out at around that RSI top there at 45 as well. If I draw a line on here, you can see we normally tag that and retrace well below the 30 on the RSI, which would validate that move down to 40 cents for VXV. Matt G, haven't seen a recent update from you on what you think Ape is doing. Would you like to know your thoughts from where you are at right now? Yeah, sure thing, dude. Let's take a look at Ape right now. Also, guys, I'd appreciate it if you smash that like button. It'd really help my channel out, help this video get out to more people. So yeah, make sure you smash that like button. So Ape right now is down 1.5% at $4.53. 1 billion max supply, 3 million circulation, 1.3 billion market cap. All-time high was 2 months ago at 26.70. All-time low was 18 days ago. I love buying coins at their all-time low. So if you're in the Ape, hopefully you got some in at, bought some 18 days ago. Let's look at the max on this real quick. Max to market cap comparison. So they haven't been putting more coins in circulation. They did that at the beginning right here, but since the peak in April 2022, they have not put more coins in circulation. So let's take a look at the charts. So I had Ape going down to the 786 at 41. It didn't go down to the 786. It actually went down to this main support and bounced off it from there. So this is a pretty large fib right here. I'm going to just clean it up and we'll start fresh with a new fib. So bottom of the top right here, MACD did just flip bullish. We are pretty much stagnant sideways on it. RSI is tailing up as well. We have a 382 to get over right here at $4.62. I personally think that we will be breaking that right now. For the short term, I would be looking for a break over $4.63 and then a wick up to around $4.92. And I think this is where we're to top out on the short term. I think we're going to be heading up to 492. Not saying we're going to hard candle to it. I think we'll see a wick up to that. But inevitably, the way that I'm thinking right now with the market and BTC retracing down to 18,000, I think once we hit that, we're going to start retracing down to this double support area again. It's a 618 on top of, or not on top, but very close to a main support. So there's a ton of, it's a double support area at around 403 to 412. So there's going to be a lot of support for you guys there. So once, if we do head down there, it would most likely bounce, but I would be keeping an eye on BTC, because if it drops down to the 18,000 like I'm thinking it's going to, I would put a buy-in order on Ape at around $3.65 at the 786. I personally think once BTC starts retracing back down to 18,000, we'll be seeing a lot of coins retracing to their 786. and that would be around $3.60. I'm not trying to be bearish, I'm just trying to be realistic with how BTC has done in the past and how the market is following it very closely to the 2018 bear market. And with that, that brings Ape coming down to at least $3.64. You do have a support all the way down here at 313. Not saying we're heading down there by any means, but on the short term, this is more of a longer term, the middle of July ish, $3.65. On the short term, you just focus on this 382 right here at $4.62. And then if we break above that, I think the highest we would go before we start retracing is $4.92 for something like this. Then this would be your area to watch once we start retracing on Ape. Yeah, Ape's been in a downtrend since what's that, April. Pretty much all coins have been in a downtrend since April. You can kind of see that this was almost the bottom reversal area for Ape. If you want to go off of that, you can see you have been making higher highs since June 18th as well. So I guess you could say that's a valid move like that, but the way that I see the market moving in the near future, I think that's going to be invalid. So keep an eye on 492 for a retracement down to the main support at $4.12. So that is the bear scenario. If you want to give me, if you want some hopium, if we do break above this previous high at 551, this uptrend that you've been in is valid. But I don't see this happening by any means, but it's possible. I mean, no one can accurately predict the future, right? But doing short-term TAs, you can get kind of close. You can get in the ballpark. So I'm looking for something like this on Ape. And then if I wanted Ape, I'd put a buy in at 360. With that ADS. ADS ad shares. Total supply of 38 million, circulating 28 million, extremely small market cap. Small coin circulation like this could definitely rip, especially with the small market cap of only 50 million. So all-time high in this coin was 572 3 months ago. All-time low was 2 years ago at 1 cent. Not saying it's gonna, I don't think I'll ever return back to those because they obviously put more coins in circulation since initial coin launch. The price compared to market cap. Yeah, they put a little bit more, not a lot. This coin's available on the following exchanges down here. It looks like this is the right coin, right? 174 9 cents. So that is not the right ADS. Oh, you're talking Alchemy. Whoops. My bad. So Alchemy, here we go, up 1.1 at 9 cents, 250,000 total, 100,000 circulating, very, very, very small market cap. So of only 9 million, all-time high was 88 cents 10 months ago, all-time low was 19 days ago. So if you're one of these holders, hopefully you bought the bottom right here 19 days ago. Coins available on the following exchanges down here. Okay, jumping into TA. Had us following that uptrend right there from the past. I haven't charted this in a while. Looks like May was the last time I charted it. We zoom out, take a larger look at this thing. Pretty much been in a downtrend since they got on KuCoin, it looks like. So MACD looks like it's stalled out right here and starting to tail down towards the bearish momentum, but you guys did just break above 30 on the RSI and you are tailing up. If you look at the past RSI movement, it looks like the top is usually brought in around here, so we do have room to go up on the RSI. I'd be keeping an eye on a 10 cents movement. I think we're going to be working our way up towards 10 cents. Yeah, so if we go to this high here. So short term, we're heading up towards the 618. This is going to be some resistance for us. We currently wick to it. We haven't gotten over it yet. That's at 9.7 cents. If we get over that, I do think we are heading up to 10. That would bring the RSI pretty much up to where we've stalled out the last several times since. Yeah, it looks like we've been riding that since April April. We've been topping out there on the RSI, so I'd be looking for a movement up to 10 cents and then a test of the 618, and then if we bounce off that, we could be moving higher. But the main thing is to keep an eye on BTC. I think BTC is going to be very volatile the next couple weeks. I think the bottom's going to be coming in the middle of July, and with that, altcoins are going to be dropping pretty hard. So these short-term TAs, just take it with a grain of salt, because BTC is the tide that raises all ships, and it's the tide that lowers them as well. So short term for this, I'd be keeping an eye on 10.4 with a wick up to the 382 at around 10.6, and then a retracement to test the 618 support here at 9.7. So that would approximately be a 7 to 10% movement up before we start retracing. So let's look for a 7 to 10% movement up for Alchemy before we start retracing back down. RSI isn't bearish yet, but you can see we are not printing higher candles. We're pretty much stagnant sideways. Have you charted USTC? No, I have not yet. Thank you. I followed your charts a lot recently, knowing it's not financial advice, but that's appreciate the way you explain things in detail. You're killing it. And just want to say, yeah, thank you, Matt G. I really appreciate that. That's what I like doing. I like giving the realistic TAs. That's pretty much the main reason I made my channel. I used to, you know, everyone watches all the other TAs, and you have all those moon boys saying we're going to the moon and stuff, but there's only one other channel I know that gives realistic price predictions like I do, and that is Vision Pulse Trades. He does realistic type trading videos like I do. It's just nice to have that, you know. That's something I've always looked for, so I thought I might as well just produce it. So with that, have I charted USTC? Let's look at USTC. So USTC is down 13.9% at 5.6 cents. This thing ripped earlier this week, I believe. If we go back to the 7-day, yeah, this thing ripped earlier this week, and we're starting to see that retracement right now. Let's chalk it up and see. Dang, this thing took off again. Hey, this thing's about ready to flip bullish. Is this thing still going to make some more higher highs? Let's hang on. Let's take a larger look at this thing. This thing's just breaking market structure like crazy. So USTC right now, you can see we had the huge run up, and then we had the cool down phase. The MACD did flip bullish right here, but I don't know if that was a fake out, because now it's red right now. So we're gonna have to be keeping an eye on this next couple candles right here. That's going to tell the story, because if this was a fake bullish on the MACD, that's calling for a retracement on the RSI. So not to give hopium or be super bearish, I'd be keeping an eye on a 618 retracement down here to 4.8 cents, and if we break below that, 786 will be the bottom. We were printing higher highs. You can see we had a higher high, and then unfortunately we did not get a higher high right here, which tells me we're starting to lose a lot of steam on this coin. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We did not get a lower low yet, so that's what I'd be keeping an eye on, but we have not gotten a higher high either. So that's telling me that we're running out of juice, and we need to start retracing and fuel back up. So honestly, I'd be keeping an eye on the 618 here at 4.8 cents, and then a retracement down to the 786 at 3.3. If we fall below, what's this? If we fall below 35 cents, that is the official lower low, and then this thing's not bullish anymore. So I'm going to say we're bullish until we fall below 35 cents on this coin, because that would be a lower low right there. But just judging by the MACD and the RSI, you guys have been running on fumes for a while, especially back here when you guys had a fake out and a continuation higher. So let's just keep an eye on a slow retracement on the RSI. This coin has gone against every single one of my TAs that I've done, so so take it with a grain of salt. So every time I've done a TA, it's done the total opposite. So if it's doing the total opposite from what I say, it's going to pull back to the 618 and head up like that. So the main thing we need to focus on here is that 618. That's going to tell the story. Keep an eye on 48 cents. If we fall below that, that's going to be it, and we'll start retracing. If you see a bounce off the 618 and a continuation up above this 382 area, that might be an indication that we're going to be making some more higher highs for USTC. I don't know what sort of catalyst is causing this to go, or if there's just a lot of people pushing this coin. But I'm staying away from all this stuff. I'm staying away from USTC and Luna Classic and everything like that. It's just asking for trouble. I mainly focus on buying good, don't take this the wrong way, good coins during this bear market, coins that are going to do really well during the bull run, coins that during the last bull run I wish I would have bought at earlier prices, and now we're all getting a second chance at buying these coins at lower prices. So I'd be more focused on picking up good utility coins during this bear market than chasing the dollar, you know. But that's just me. You could do what you want to do, but let's keep an eye on the 618 retracement to 48. That's going to tell the story. If we fall below 48, 786 is the next stop. If we bounce off the 618, we could have another run back up here. This thing's just going against all, you know, market structure right now. I don't think it'll ever go back to $1, judging by the total supply. It's possible though. That would be a massive run. But so let's look at my Moonshot Gamble coin. This is pretty much the only risky coin that I'm holding in my portfolio right now. I actually have it staked on KuCoin, earning 60% on it. So this is the smallest market cap coin on KuCoin, and it doesn't have a large total or circulating supply either. Only 440,000 market cap. That is extremely low. A 10x would only bring this up to 4.4 million. And that would 10x your money right there. 30 million in circulation, total supply of 188, all-time high of 52 cents 7 months ago, all-time low of 14 days ago. If we look at the max compared to the market cap, you can see they have not put any more coins in circulation since November 2021. So this is definitely Moonshot Gamble coin, but the outcome, risk and reward of this is absolutely crazy. It could easily go to 0, but I could easily see this thing doing a 50x plus if it survives this bear market. Smallest market cap on KuCoin. I put fun money into this because you can easily lose it. So don't just FOMO into this. Do your research and stuff on it. You know, I'm just a guy on the internet trading crypto, you know, but this is what I have for my Moonshot Gamble. Everyone needs to have a Moonshot Gamble coin, but other than that, all my other coins are for use case. So short term for Haka, let's look. So it actually fell below the 618. I think we're heading down to the 786 here at 1.3. That would bring the RSI down to 30. MACD would be bearish as well, and then we'd probably test that out for something like this for Haka for the time being. I'm not expecting this coin to moon anytime soon. I actually have it locked up until August, earning 60% on it. So as of right now, I really don't care what the price does for it. I'm just going to hold it till the next bull run, and if it makes money, it makes money. If it goes to 0, I didn't put any real, I guess it is real money, but I put fun money, funny money that I not going to be too upset with losing if it does go down to 0. But for the short term, I think we're going down to 786 at 1.3 for a bounce up to the 618 at 1.4, and then probably a push down here to the main support at 1.2 for Haka. So BP Beyond Protocol. Is this the coin? I don't know if this is the coin that you're talking about or not, but we'll give it a try. Oh, Beyond Protocol right there. Oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, Beyond Protocol up 1.1% at 1.2 cents. has a 500 million max supply, question circulating, question market cap. Let's see if it's on see it's on coin market cap. So coin market cap says there's 106 million in circulation, total supply is 500 million, and the market cap's only 1.3 million, so not a super high market cap. If you look at all, looks like it came out October 2021 and just got rugged all the way down. Yeah, just by looking at this chart, man, I wouldn't touch this coin. I haven't even charted it yet, but we'll give it a try. If I can even find a chart on it, let's see. Probably have to jump over the DEX real quick. Yikes. Honestly, I'd be very, very cautious on putting money into this. Looks like it's... I don't even think I can chart this. Bitmart, Max Global, Ruby Global. Yeah, that is super choppy. Yeah, man, this chart's all chopped up. If you can find a better pair, I mean, it looks like, whoops. Looks like the only pair that I can find is with ETH, and it's not really a good pair at all. So Beyond Protocol with ETH. And other than that, I can't find any other charts. And this is all chalked up. I'm even down to the 5 minute, and it's still all chalked up. So there's really no really good chart to go off of on this. And I don't want to give you bad information off of a chart that looks like that. So sorry, man. I mean, if you want to, I can give it a try, but please, whatever I say here, take it with a very, very large grain of salt. Okay, so if we look at the MACD is moving bullish. RSI is stagnant at 44, so pretty much sitting at the halfway mark. It really hasn't tagged 30. The last time it tagged 30 was January 2018 with this big capitulation. Very hesitant on buying in on this. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but you do you, man. For the short term right now, you need to keep an eye on the 786 here at 1.4. If we do bounce off that, the RSI could see another spike up to around 70, which would bring this up to the next ladder at around 11 cents. So if we extended this all the way up to the previous, if we extended this up all the way to the previous top right here, that 11 cents area would be at the 618 right here, around 1.4, no, at 11.4. So if it does something similar like it has been, hovering around 50, which it looks like it does, I mean, it rarely tags 30. It's pretty much been stagnant sideways at 50 on the R side and has these big run-ups, but and laddering down effect. So we had the run-up, and you can see they're pretty much the same run-up every time. I'd be keeping an eye on a bounce up to the 618 area right here at 11 cents, and then that big sell-off and downwards movement again. Definitely very, very risky. So but hopefully that helped you out. Like I said, take it with a very large grain of salt, because this is a very, very choppy chart. But if it repeats what it has been doing since June 2nd, having these big run-ups and retracements, the next run-up will be up to 11 cents. 14 to 11 cents I can see it running up to if it repeats that same scenario. So that's what I'm seeing right now. What's BNB been up to? I don't think I've ever charted BNB. Yeah, I've never charted BNB. First time, here we go. So BNB right now is actually moving up slightly bullish. We're currently at the 382. I do think BNB does test its main resistance right here at 232 before we see a retracement. So I'd be keeping an eye on a possible 5% movement up for BNB. These larger coins don't have, you know, large percent movements upwards, but I do think we're going to be heading up to 231 and then coming down to test the 618 like this. Inevitably, though, I do think BTC next week will be seeing $18,000, and then the following week will be the 17 that I've been talking about. So coins might have a little pop in the next day or so, but then I think we're going to be seeing some retracements on them. So for Binance, let's look for 231 and then a retracement down to the 618 area at around $200 even. Let's take a look at ETH. I actually caught that $1,000 wick we just saw. I had an order put in at $1,000, and that one green wick right there, I caught it. That's what I try to do. I try to catch the wicks, and it's unfortunate when I don't. But so that wicked all the way down to 999, and I was actually able to buy a couple ETH. So let's see where ETH is going next. So my next buy-in order is at the 786 for ETH at around 950. So it says 968 here, but I'm going to try to catch the wick again. I'm going to try to catch a $950 Ethereum for my next buy. So even if we go to the next top right here, that 950 would be the 786-ish area. So for the short term for Ethereum, I'd be keeping an eye on this 382. I do think we'll be testing 1092 and then coming down. We're having a difficult time falling below this support right here. Because it's a double support. It's a 618 on top of a main support, but once we do, I do think we're heading down to the 786, and that's where I'm hoping to catch my wick down to 950. So I have a buy-in order for 2 ETH at 950, so if it gets hit, it gets hit, and that's going to be when BTC hits 18,000. And then once we drop below 18,000 on BTC down to the 17, where I think the bottom's going to be between 15 and 17, I'll probably have a buy-in order at around $800 for ETH. But as of right now, I have a buy-in order at 950 for Ethereum right now. I caught that $1,000 wick right here. Hopefully I catch that $950 wick once we get down to the 786. But for the short term, it looks like ETH might see some upwards movement. RSI is pretty low, but RSI really hasn't been blasting off. You can see previously, or it looks like we've been topping out at around, I mean, the mean is around, let's see, around this area right here, so around 56. So some upwards movement could actually bring us up to the 236 if we're basing it off of its past history of topping out at 58 on the RSI. So for the short term, we could be seeing something like this up to the 382 and then dropping down here. But inevitably, I'm not changing my buy order. My buy order is at 950, and that's where it's going to sit until it gets filled out. All the coins I wanted to get at $1,000 were bought, so my next is dollar cost averaging on the way down, and my next buying order is at the 786. So let's keep an eye on the 382 for ETH at 1,090. If we break above that, I think the highest that we could go is to the 236 right here at 1,150, and then inevitably I do think we start retracing down to around $950 when BTC starts falling next week. So I'm gonna jump back over to BTC real quick so people who just came on probably didn't see what I charted last or at the beginning of the live stream. So if we go to the day, this is why I'm thinking BTC is going down there. So I did a copy paste from 2018 bear market, which was back here. So we had the sideways consolidation capitulation, and so if I follow this sideways capitulation, if we go the sideways capitulate or sideways to the top right there. Oh shoot, that's not the right tool. It draws this divot, or it copies that, and then we can transfer it over to where we're currently at, and you can see how similar this bear market is to the 2018 bear market. So if you zoom in and take a closer look here, we can just match that up to this. And then if we do a little bit of zooming in, you can see that this had that sideways consolidation, had the capitulation, had the bounce, which we had, and then it has the bottom of 2018 in at around 16,800 here. So history doesn't repeat, guys, but it does rhyme. It's very, very similar. And you can see it's very similar to the sideways consolidation capitulation to the bottom of the 2018 bear market. I also have some other ones on here that I drew. So this one's a little bit larger, bringing us down to around 15. So that's why I'm thinking we're heading between 17 to 15,000. And then I have the one that follows this pattern. So this is just a straight copy and paste from 2018. It's following it pretty dang close. Had the tops, had the big pumps similar to the 2018. Like you can see this overlaying right on top of it. It's following it very similar. It had the sideways consolidation higher at 36,000, but it did consolidate for the pretty much the same amount of time before it had the big capitulation down. And that brings us down to around 15,000. So that's why I'm thinking BTC is going to be bottoming around 17 to 15,000. And then that will bring us to this bounce point. And that's going to be in the middle of July, I believe. I think the middle of July will be the bottom for BTC. So coins should be on fire sale here the next couple weeks, in my personal opinion. So that's my take on BTC. That's why I'm thinking all these coins are going to be making some lower lows, and that's why I'm putting my buy-in orders down there, preparing for this drop down to this main support to the capitulation that tests 15,000 and move upwards. So if there's any coins you guys want me to take a look at, make sure you post them in the chat. If not, I'm just going to be going down the list. So Cardano right now is holding up the support at 41 cents right now. I do have Cardano. It's all staked on my ledger. Just earning, I believe, 5% on it. Not a whole lot, but... And this isn't financial advice either, but you guys probably have been following in crypto, and you've been seeing what's going on with all the exchanges and everything like that, halting withdrawals and stuff. I would highly recommend getting coins off exchanges into a cold wallet. You know, not your keys, not your coins. They can't stop your trading if the coins aren't on their exchanges. And Voyager halted, you know, the Celsius ordeal and all that. So just, it's not financial advice by any means, but I would not. All my coins besides my USDT are off exchanges onto my ledger. So I'd recommend that. Short term right now, we have been in a downtrend for a while, but we are doing some consolidation at this main support area. Cardano has been on a downtrend, but the support's holding us up right there. If we don't fall below the support right here, we could be seeing some movement like this for Cardano. Let's draw some fibs on this. I'm bullish on Cardano long term. Definitely bullish on Cardano long term. So you can see the main supports right here. I think our next stop is going to be the main resistance at 48 cents. We have been wicking well above 70 on the RSI the last couple times. But the mean average of our RSI is around, looks like 57 up here. So that upwards movement would bring us up to this 48, actually bring us up to the 618, which would test this downtrend out. So I think another test of this downtrend is going to be coming at around 50 cents. And then something like this. And consolidation is bullish. I mean, especially this type of consolidation right here. You see here in this triangle, it's like a spring. It gets coiled up and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then all that energy releases and you see a movement. Hopefully that movement's to the upside, all dependent on BTC. So if I wanted to buy more Cardano though, let's take a larger look at this, because I always look to buy coins on sale. I don't buy them at their highs. I don't buy them when they pop. I don't try to catch the boat. If I miss the ship, I miss the ship. I don't try to get on as it's going up. I would actually be looking for a 35-cent Cardano, personally. Just saying the 1618's down at 32. I don't think we're going down to 32. I think 35 would be the lowest Cardano would go, because this 44 is holding up great. We haven't been this low in a very long time. But if you look at the day, That was a huge run up we had. Yeah, it looks like the next support would be down here. Let's yeah, it does look like 32 would be the next support if we fell below. So maybe I'm wrong. So if I wanted Cardano, I would just put a buy-in order at 32 and just sit on it. That's 23% drop, but in a bear market with BTC going down to 17, you can see this drop that we had previously when BTC crapped the bed was approximately 58% drop right there. So 23% is definitely doable down to the 32 cents area for Cardano. So if I wanted more Cardano, I'd just put a buying order at 31 cents. And if it got hit, it got hit. If not, so be it. So what coins are moving today? What coins are you guys looking at? You guys looking to pick up any coins? Or you guys gonna wait for BTC to dip a little bit? It looks like this NEM Exum is up 19.6%. I've never heard of that. Polygon's doing great, up 5.7, followed by Quant up 5.6. Let's look at Polygon. So Polygon right now. Bounce off the 618, currently heading up to the 382 at 50 cents. RSI is tailing up. RSI definitely has a lot of room to run, and if we use the past tops of the RSI for Matic, I think we're gonna be keeping an eye on this main resistance area at 56 cents. I'd keep an eye on approximately a 13% pump for Matic. I think that'd be the top before we start retracing. If we take a closer look at the MACD did just start flipping bullish, and we definitely have room to run on it. It's not even close to converging bearish yet. So I'm going to call it. I think Matic's going up to 56 cents, and that'll be the top. And then we'll see our retracement from there to the 786, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking Matic's going to do. It's going to top out here at around 55 and then retrace down, bounce off the 618, and then inevitably head down to the 786. What's up, Mahahad? Okay, Jupe and Unify. So Jupiter's down 3.4% at 1 cent, 1 billion max supply, or 1 billion total supply, 1 billion circulating supply, 10 million market cap. All-time high was a year ago at 12 cents. All-time low was a year ago at 1,000,000 zeros and a 4. Currently available on the following exchanges down here. Oh, that's not a lot of information to go off of. We're gonna have to go off of KuCoin, I think. Yeah. So Jupe is actually looking pretty bullish right now. You've been putting in higher highs and higher lows since June 15th. So you can see you had the run up, put a high, put a low, put a higher high, put a higher low. So if we're looking for another higher high here, that would bring the RSI well up to around 91. That's crazy. So if we draw a fib from the bottom to the top of that, I'd be keeping an eye on the 618 retracement, and that would be your launch point if you think we're making another higher high. I do think we are going to be heading down to around 009 on Jupe. It's a double support at the 618 as well, so it's a good support for you guys. And if you do think that this is going to be putting in another higher high, that would be your launch point for moving up to around 27 to around 25 cents, I would say would be the top. I'll put a line up there. So if this is repeating and put in higher highs and higher lows, you would have to bounce right here at the 618. So keep an eye on 009. If you see that bounce there and you start moving up, you have the 382 to get over. If you get over this 382 at 1.3, then it should be printing another higher high at around 2.5 cents. But if we break below this support right here, so 0093 is your lifeline in order for this to continue bullish. If we do break below that lifeline here at the main support 618, the next stop would be this next main support 786 area, which would make the RSI cool off. The thing that I'm looking at right now, though, is I don't think that we will be holding up at this 618 area. The MACD is about ready to flip bearish. And we recently just got out of a bearish scenario, and that bullish run that you had on the MACD didn't print you a higher high. So unfortunately, I can't be super bullish on it. I gave you some hopium at the beginning. You take what I say with a grain of salt, do whatever you want to do. But I personally think that this is the case right here. MACD's going to flip bearish. We're going to see another steep downwards movement to the 786, and then we'll assess the situation down here at around 0068. That's a large drop, so that's a 38% drop. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's really no other support below this 618. I mean, I could probably draw a micro fib on it. We can find some micro supports, but so if we go off the micro support, if we did break below the support, the next stop would be 008 and then down to the support. So I do think Jupe's going to be retracing. If we don't bounce off this main support, which I don't think we are going to be seeing. I think next week's would be very volatile for BTC. Next couple weeks are. I think the bottoms would be printed on BTC middle of July. So maybe something like this. If we don't bounce off the 618. So keep an eye on 009. That's going to tell the story. That's either going to be your moon bounce or your retracement back down to the 786 if we fall below it. There's blood in these streets, bro. I hate giving bearish scenarios, man, but you can't be a moon boy all the time. I mean, you can't go against the grain. You got to read the charts how they are. And this is pretty much based off the 009. Keep an eye on their retracement down there. That'll be your storyteller point right there. With that, we'll get into UNFI. Whoa, UNFI up pretty much 40% at 663. 10 million max supply, 5.7 million circulating, 35 million market cap. That's the great thing about small circulating supplies is the price can move up super high, but it's also a curse because the price could also, you know, go down a considerable amount as well. All-time high on this coin was a year ago at $43. All-time low was 2 months ago. Currently available on the following exchanges down here. I believe this is also available on Coinbase, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is available on Coinbase. So just looking at it, UNFI is having a very difficult time getting over the support channel right here. We've tested it once, twice, 3 times. Usually my saying is, you know, 1 top, 2 top, 3 top. If we don't get over it on the 3rd time, you have drop top. But let's draw a fib on this and try to dissect it a little bit. So there's 2 different fibs we could draw. We could draw it off this moonshot to the close and not the wick. Which is, it looks like this is what it's respecting right here. It's also a 786, so that explains why it's very difficult to get over. It's a double resistance. Yes, it's support right now. You can see it's green, but inevitably it's very difficult to get over a double resistance area. That's the larger fib. If we draw a smaller fib on this and take a look at it, we'll zoom in a little bit closer. So you see the 786 is its support down here. So if we don't get over $6.51 right here, I'd be keeping an eye on a slow bleed out back down to the 786 at around 463. You can see we absolutely blew the RSI out of the water back on June 7th. But we haven't really been doing much. The RSI has actually been tailing down besides this run up we've had here and recently here. MACD is bullish right now. It's not close to converging bearish, but we haven't even been exploding on the MACD either. So this is your point of launch, $6.50. What's this, 55 cents? You need to have a full candle open and close above that. If you have a full candle that opens and closes above this line, then we can start talking about making some higher highs. But you've been having a very, very difficult time getting over this support right here. Am I saying one top, two top, three top, and then you could see a drop top? But let's just keep an eye on this area. If we get rejected here, I think we're heading down to the 786 at around $4.67. But if we do break above that, so not to end on a bearish note, if we do break above that resistance area or the resistance support area, you'd have to break over the 786, and then you have the 618 up here at around $10. So something like this could be at play. So the short term, if we do break above that, you would probably touch the 786, which you did back here. You can see you wicked to the 786 back here, but you didn't get over it with a candle. If we did get a candle above the support, we'd test the 786, and we'd most likely back test this support to see if the support holds, and then that would be your launch point to the 618 up to $10. But this is all dependent on getting over this support channel, support resistance, a full open close candle. You're currently above it right now, but just barely. So you need to have a open above it and a close above it in order to make this a true support channel right now. So keep an eye on $6.50. The next candle starts in approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes. Hey, Chef, congrats on leveling up. You're not a blue BTC coin anymore. 3 months membership. So guys, if you want to support the channel and you like what I do, you can head over to my homepage and subscribe and become a member. You can see Chef Natron is a member. He's been a member for 3 months now. He has that BTC logo next to him. Every month you're a member, it changes color until you get up to the 12 months. You get specialty replies, and it's just a great way to support the channel and helps me grow and get my content out to other people. And if that doesn't really suit you right now, I'd really appreciate if you guys just smash that like button. That would also help me out immensely. So thanks, guys. So on to the next coin. What are we looking at here? Does anyone have, what's a coin that everyone's holding on to that they want to moon in the next bull run? I know I did some coins this morning. Let's look at Solana. Solana's up 0.2% at 33.26. Oh, that was a huge retracement right there. So Solana wick to the 786 right here. We're currently having a difficult time getting over the 618 at 33. RSI is pretty low and MACD is bullish and not converting to the bear side yet. They're still deviating from each other. So I'd be keeping an eye on getting over the 618. The 618's at 33. If you get above 33, I think we could see a push up here to 36 to the 36 resistance area and wick up to this 382. So I'd be keeping an eye on some movement for Solana, approximately a 8% upswing. Minimum 8% to 10% for Solana. Yeah, short term looks like Solana's gonna be bullish. RSI mean is about right here. This is normally where you guys top out on the RSI. That definitely gives you room to run up to this main resistance area. So I think Solana's heading up to around $35, $36 in the short term. So let's keep an eye on some upwards movement for Solana. All dependent on breaking the 618 though at 33.50. But indicators are showing that it's going to happen. Jasmine, good old Jasmine. I made quite a bit of money off Jasmine, not by holding it, but by flipping it. Let's see, Jasmine USD. That's financial advice. I can't give you financial advice. But we are in a bear market, and I think we're going to be seeing one more push down, and then that's going to be the bottom, and then you won't be seeing those prices anymore. So I think we're nearing the bottom of the bear market, and I am definitely loading up on these prices. But that's just me. You do you. Do your own research and everything, but I am buying up a lot of coins right now, and I'm waiting for the next leg down to load up some more. I think we're to be bottoming soon, and then we won't be able to see these prices anymore. So you don't want to miss the boat. But that's just me. I could totally be wrong. So my opinion, and not any financial advice, is now and next couple weeks are be probably the best time to invest into the crypto space. So as of Jasmine right now, we wick to the 786 here at 0086, having a difficult time getting over this resistance channel, but the 618 is also holding us up. So we're doing some really tight consolidation on Jasmine right here. RSI is stagnant. You can see the MACD is maintaining bullishness, but pretty much movement sideways as well. So if we do get above this main resistance area with this consolidation, I can see Jasmine popping up to around the 382 or the 236 area. So if we do break above this resistance, I think we're going to be seeing a decent sized movement up for Jasmine. But if we've all been following Jasmine, I mean, if you've been following Jasmine, Jasmine's been shit in the bed for a very long time. So even if we do have some sort of upwards movement, it's usually instantly met with a rejection and a big sell-off. So I'd be keeping an eye on a first movement of 5%. And if you get above that, I think a 10% movement upwards is definitely a valid move for Jasmine in the short term. But then a retracement back down to the 786. I could definitely see this playing out with Jasmine. Yeah, judging by the downtrend, it looks like the 382 would be the top at around 0097. It's a pretty dang accurate downtrend if you ask me. Let's keep an eye on a bounce off the 618, then a bounce up to the 382 and something like that. So not any large movement on Jasmine, but I think we're to be moving upwards a little bit before we start going back down. I don't see any bullish movement for Jasmine for a while. Been nothing but tanking. I mean, that is just a horrible chart right there. It's November 2021. So if we go off that large line that I just drew, yeah, movement up to the 382 is what I'm looking at. 009, and then I drop back down for Jasmine. Whoops. Yeah, I think XDC, if I remember it right, hasn't been doing that well either. Yeah, this coin isn't doing that well either, but short term we had that capitulation down here. I haven't charted it in a while. Looks like last time I charted it was June 15th. Short term, MACD is starting to tail bearish again, which is going to push our RSI below 30. Looks like you guys have a tendency to go below 30 and actually bottom out at around 14 on the RSI. So I'm going to draw a line down here. That would put our next leg down at around 2 cents even, which is probably like the 1618. Yeah, 1618. Look at that. So I'd be keeping an eye on the movement down to the 1618. That's what I'm seeing right here. Movement down to 2 cents. So XDC is not bullish in the short term. Flow. Let's look at flow. I tried to flip flow recently and I don't think that played out well. I don't really remember, but flow's up 1.8% at $1.54. 1.3 billion total supply, 1 billion circulating, 1.5 billion market cap. All-time high was a year ago at 42. All-time low was 14 days ago at 124. Currently available on the following exchanges. I believe this is also available on Coinbase. Yeah, it is available on Coinbase. So flow right now is in bullish momentum. We did come pretty close to the 30 and we're working our way higher on the RSI. If we just take a look at the recent highs on the RSI, it looks like the mean average is around right here at 53. So we do have some upwards movement to go on flow, and that 53 would probably bring us up to 166. Let's see if I can draw a fib to validate that. Bottom to the top right here. Yeah, that brings us up to the 236 area. We're currently battling it out at the 382. I do think we do get above the 382. So for flow, I do think we're heading up to around 166 for something like that. So that's approximately a 7% movement upwards on flow. You can see you do have a double support here down here with the 618 on top of the main support, which is great for flow because it's very hard to fall below a double support. But once you do, it acts very heavily as a main resistance. You can see you tested the support once, twice, 3 times, and it's held. I think in the short term, we're going to be seeing some movement up to around 166, and we'll assess the situation at that time. That's about a 7-8% movement upwards. Oh man, I took a 4-hour nap today and I'm still tired. It wasn't even on purpose. I was supposed to do some yard work today and I'm like, okay, you know, my kid's asleep. Like, I'm gonna rest my eyes just for a second. The next thing I know, I wake up and it's 4 hours later. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna be doing that outdoor work tomorrow. Hot. It's hot in Michigan right now, guys. It's supposed to be hotter tomorrow, and on the 4th of July, it's supposed to be 91. So where's the moon juice at? Let's look at this NEM. I've never even heard of it before. NEMXEM. So it's ranked number 96. So XEM's up 19.9% at 4.6, pretty much 9 billion total, 9 billion circulation. So all the coins are in circulation, which is great. Doesn't mean they can dump more coins on you and dilute the market. 411 million market cap, $1.87 4 years ago. All-time low was 7 years ago at 1 million zeros and 8. Wow, this has been out for 7 years. Dang, this coin's been out for a while. And obviously they put more coins in circulation in the course of 7 years. Unfortunately, it's not available on any major exchange. Oh, it has Binance, I guess. Wow, this has been out for 7 years and it's survived every bear market. So let's take a look at it. Oh, I've charted this before. Back in April. Back when I used to use colored fibs. Should we go off the wick or should we go off the close? We'll try both. Actually, that's not valid. We have to go off the close. We're not going to go off that wick. We're going to go off this wick right here. So you can currently see right now we are holding up at the 382. RSI is absolutely overbought. Red's indicating, hey, it might not be a bad time to take profit here. MACD is crazy high. You haven't been this high since May of 2022. So May of this year. MACD is starting to be stagnant. You can see that it's not overpowering the previous candle. So we're starting to mellow out here, and then you'll have that gradual movement downwards. We have to cool down here. We're going to be running on fumes, and if you start running on fumes, when you run out of fumes, you start free falling. You don't want that to happen. So right now you're at the 382. I would be keeping an eye on a retracement down to the 618, honestly. I've said it before in a lot of my videos. People who bought in down here sell the top, and the people who bought in up here, once they start seeing it sell off, they start getting fearful and they sell. And then you have the people in the middle who bought in, who are up a couple dollars or down a couple dollars. They're like, I'm just going to hold on to this for a bit, and if I make my money back, I'll sell it. And the people who are up a little bit, like, oh, maybe this will go a little bit higher and I can make some money. And they'll sit on it for a bit, so it'll consolidate, and then they'll get bored and they'll sell and go on to their next play, which inevitably retraces it back down to its initial launch point, which is 3.9 cents. Not saying that's going to happen, but that's usually the case. RSI definitely has to cool off, at least down to the 50, which would bring us to the 618 at 4.1 cents. For NEM. So with that, guys, I do have time to chart one more coin tonight. Who wants to get the last request of the night in? Post it in the chats. That's BTC right there, bottoming out middle of July. I think it's bottom's coming soon, guys. Well, if there's no more requests, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I'm going to stick around in the chat for a little bit. If you guys want to chat, make sure you guys, if you want to keep up to date and you just want to talk to me off the live stream and stuff, I do have a Discord channel. The link is below in the description. I'm in there daily. We're constantly sharing information. It's a great group of people. And if you like what I do and you want to support the channel, head over to my homepage where you can become a member. It's $4.99 a month. You can see Chef Natron in the chat is a member. He's been a member for 3 months. You get that cool little BTC logo next to you. And some perks as in priority comments and stuff like that. I also have an OpenSeas account if you want to support it further. That gives you different perks in the Discord, such as, you know, your name change and everything like that. So make sure you check that out. So I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I'm going to stick around in the chats for a little bit. I'll catch you guys next time on the live stream of Charting Crypto.